Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of BVarsity Live Weekly. I'm Zach Ewing, along with my co-host Trevor Horn. This is week 2. Do we count last week? Does that count?
We're back. This is it.
This is
we're
the first.
back. This
Yeah,
is
we
the
were here
first
last
hour
week.
show. We're back. 2015, 2016 school year. We're back. Let's go.
We talked to all these wonderful
Stop
people
talking,
last
let's
week.
go.
Okay.
I love you.
This is going to be a long year. I can already tell. Okay, hey, we talked a lot of football last week. Today we're going to talk some volleyball and some football as well. But volleyball season starts officially tonight in Kern County with some games that actually count, right? Football scrimmages tonight, but we've got volleyball games that count. And in studio, we welcome in, first of all, from the Independence volleyball team, the fast-rising Independence volleyball team, Coach Judy Rexroth, Mahalia Swink, and Breana Runnels. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
It's good to be here. Good to have you guys here. And last year, a very good year for you guys, but it feels like you feel like this year should be even better. Is that right?
Absolutely.
For sure, yeah.
We have 10 seniors this year.
10 senior out of how many players are we talking about?
14.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we won't talk about next year yet. We'll let you enjoy this year first.
Exactly,
Yeah.
thank you.
So two of them are next to you, and these both 4-year starters now or 3-year?
4-year starters.
Both 4-year
Yes.
starters, right? Yeah, and that's so that's a wonderful luxury to have. Tell us a little about Mahalia and Breana and what they bring to the table for you.
Well, they're...
What don't they bring to the
what
table?
don't? Nothing. They're great kids. They're great leaders. The team looks up to them. They always do their job. I've been fortunate to have them for 4 years on year-round with both of them, and it's just been fun to watch them grow. They're just really, really wonderful players and good people.
How about on the court? It's great to have good players. They have to complement each other, right?
It is
But
amazing
over
to watch
4
the
years,
two of
they've
them.
got it. Yeah.
It's almost like they're sisters out there. They complement each other well. We know where the ball's going to go. If it's not going to go to one, it's going to go to the other. Mahalia steps in, gives the ball to Bree. It's just like clockwork. I don't even have to tell them what to do. They just know. It's really bizarre to watch. I enjoy it in practice because just how well they play together.
Now, when is your first official match this year?
I'm not.
I think it's September 4th.
Okay, so you guys have a while to
Yeah.
go. There's some teams that start this weekend, but you have September 4th, which I think is next. No, it's
2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or 2 weeks from tomorrow, maybe.
think so.
Anyway, point being, Mahalia, tell me how you're feeling going into that senior year, and you have some expectations on you. I know this is sort of your last shot at it. So what's the feeling 2 weeks away?
I think that once we start, it's going to be really good. I think that how we are playing now, we started getting good. I don't know. I think...
We started getting better late in our season.
Yeah,
last
we started
year.
getting better late in our season, and now I feel like how we are now is when we were getting good last year.
Was there
So
a
we're
moment
playing-
it clicked last year? I mean, did something happen specifically that made that transition possible?
I think we just really enjoyed playing together.
Yeah,
and
we're all friends, on and off the court, and
Mm-hmm.
it just carries over.
I think last year it clicked during Tehachapi, up at Tehachapi.
Yeah.
I think when our libero stepped into her role and
Right. That was a big win. Yeah.
that was a big win, and I think that's kind of when the team dynamics changed. And then this year, I think the girls are already where we ended, which I haven't ever had a team start out this strong yet. And we have a new libero that is really good. Knows the game, and we haven't been fortunate enough at our school to get kids that come in with a lot of experience. So she's going to step into that role as our starting libero and do a great job. She complements this team.
And what's her
really
name?
well. Her name is Reina Esteban.
Okay. So that kind of completes the package, I guess. Was that sort of the missing piece to when you look at your starting lineup over the summer and things, and you say, okay, we need this, and then all of a sudden in steps the one puzzle piece that's missing?
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah,
definitely.
we needed another libero because we lost ours last year.
Right, and that's perfect. Is there a sense, Breana, of butterflies knowing this is your last year and knowing how good you could be?
I don't think I'm really nervous. I'm just more excited. I'm ready to win again.
Well, you guys certainly had a good year last year, and we've talked about with Breana before, but how just how you punish the ball. I mean, anybody who hasn't seen you play it's special to play. Hey, Trevor, you were raising your hand over there a minute ago. What's going on?
Well, you guys talked about the Tehachapi game. I think the biggest thing from last year, this year, is your confidence in Lauren Dellinger, your setter. She was new last year. You were kind of getting her into that role. I think the both of you were kind of teaching her how to, learn your games. And then with a full off season with her, that confidence has got to be sky high, knowing that wherever you're going to be, you know that she's going to be able to get you the ball, right? Bree, start with you.
Yeah, she did a camp this summer, and she's looking even better than ever. So we're all excited to have her again.
Now, your league, obviously, Tehachapi loses an incredible player, and actually, Brooklyn Cheney transferred out as well. But Destiny July is off to college, off to the Pac-12, and that changes the dynamic of the league. Now you don't have that sort of where you have to circle the one team. I mean, now people are gunning for you. Do you feel that difference for anybody? I guess.
I think we all have like the thoughts that we're going to win every game. That's our plan. It doesn't really matter what team it is.
Mm-hmm. And you're in a league now. You're in Division II, and a couple of the teams in your league will also be D2 as well. But for the most part, the tougher part of your schedule will come in the non-league portion. I think it's fair to say that.
Yes.
How important is that then, Judy, when you think about playoff seeding and what are we going to be and how are we going to be ranked? I mean, you have to beat those teams in the non-league because there may not be the opportunities for the marquee wins after that.
No, absolutely. Every game we go into this year, in the past we've kind of gone, we're going to get better at the end, here's what we're going to do. And now, starting this season, we don't have time to make a mistake. So our goal is every single match, step into it with the end in mind.
Right.
Because our ultimate goal, obviously, as every team in Bakersfield, is to go to Valley Finals.
Sure.
And we know that that's going to be challenging this year because we'll have to face some other strong D2 teams, but we don't want to have a hiccup along the way. And we're going to some strong tournaments this year, which should prepare the girls for that as well.
Judy, who are some of those teams that you're kind of looking forward to seeing between September 4th and when league starts first week in October?
We'll play BHS, Centennial, Garces.
So that'll give you a good standing. Are you seeing any of the Clovis teams, any of the two Visalia teams at any point? Because obviously, you know, at some point you'd like to be able to see CVC, you'd like to be able to see Redwood, because you know you're going to face them in the playoffs. Is there an opportunity for that in any of the tournaments that you're going to?
We're still looking into getting a third tournament, so possibly. We're hoping to get a local Valley tournament.
Right.
Clovis is in Vegas. They are.
Oh, is CVC as well?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The CVC we know is the D2 team to beat. I mean, I think they're the perennial power. They're up in Division II. Do you allow yourself to think about that at all, or to maybe sneak a peek at how they're doing in some of these early season tournaments, or is that too far in the future?
Well, nothing's too far in the future to start preparing. But we know Garces is D2 as well.
Sure.
And they've reloaded this year with some really strong players. So, you know, we don't want to overlook anyone.
It's easy to look at one team and then get beat by another one if you're not paying
exactly.
attention. So, speaking of that, we have a top 10 section volleyball rankings that Trevor's come up with. Let's go through those real quick. And Judy, I know you're pretty knowledgeable, been around a long time. If you would, give us your thoughts on some of these teams, not necessarily whether we've ranked them right or not in your mind, because we won't make you go there, but what you think about some of these teams going forward, and maybe what style they'll play. I mean, we start with Buchanan, which didn't have a good record last year, but we know they play in such a difficult league that they could easily be a top 10 team. Redwood had that gaudy record last year, but they lose quite a bit. Then you see CVC, Bakersfield Christian, who we're going to have in later in the show, and then BHS, whom you mentioned too.
Well, I'm not. Do you want me to comment on
Yeah,
those,
go ahead.
all of
Sure.
them?
Whatever sticks out to you.
I guess just Bakersfield High, they'll be pretty strong this year, as well as Bakersfield Christian. They did lose Jayanne, so I'm sure that Misty will be looking for her leader. And Visalia lost actually quite a few girls as well. The CVC lost their two outsides.
They did lose their two outsides, but they brought back Libero and the setter. And when you look at that,
they-
you got to think that, you know, if you've got those couple sophomores that played a good amount of time last season, you know, if you have a setter that can kind of get them rolling,
I think
you know, maybe
their
maybe
libero. Did they have a new libero now, though?
No, I thought their libero was a junior last year.
Maddie Souza.
We have a mystery
Maddie
libero
Souza.
in Visalia, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess it's
She-
probably-
and then into the top 5 we go. Number 5 is Clovis West, and here you start to see in Clovis and Clovis North 1 and 2 the power of the track, and then you guys slot in at number 4, Centennial at 3. Again, not a real good record last year, but a new coach in Lacey Capolo and some new players there. What's your sense of how volleyball will be in this town? One team you said that pleasantly surprised you maybe at the scrimmage was Liberty as well. So is Liberty up there with you guys as far as
Yeah,
competing
Liberty
for the
looked
best
really
team?
strong.
Yeah.
I think Centennial, Liberty, those teams looked really strong at the scrimmage.
And what's crazy is that you look at the SWYL, 4 of 6 teams have new coaches, but these are coaches where it's Kim Harper's back at Garces, and she's got a loaded team. She's got 2 great freshmen coming in. Amy Parker's over at Liberty now. She's got a lot of returners. And then you look at what Lacey has at Centennial. It's kind of ridiculous. And then she gets Alexis McLeod, who transferred over from Liberty. And obviously Liberty has Brooklyn Cheney, who you three know all too well. So it's very unique that a league can have 4 new coaches, and it seems like the league has actually gotten better. And we haven't even talked about Stockdale with Maria Kolatz. Her top player, is Sophie Ralphs coming back. And then it's just going to be really interesting. And the Frontier is going to be a team that's going to be there in the mix also with Steve Bentley as the head coach. So, you look at that league, it's kind of interesting to kind of judge where everybody's going to be, especially since you guys play, about half of them this season.
Yeah, we talked about that on the way over, and it was, I think at any given time, any of the teams will be. I think anyone can beat anyone just depending on how they do. But, I mean, those are all really strong teams this year.
You mentioned last year, I believe, that there's a few coaches at Independence that would have preferred to stay in the SWL, and I believe you were one of them, Stan Davis, another. And some other coaches were maybe glad to get away from that competition. What was last year like in terms of that, your first year out of that Power League? And did you make any adjustments this year, scheduling or how you're going to coach the team throughout the season?
Yeah, I think the scheduling, we wanted to go to harder tournaments, and we wanted to hit Redondo at the end of our season so we could hit some powerful teams prior to playoffs. As far as last year, I mean, the only thing that was good was everyone got to play.
Sure.
And so there was a lot happy, we had more happy girls, and the chemistry was different, and because everyone gets to have a role on the team.
And that SWIL season can wear you down a little bit too, can't it? To have those 2 very tough matches every single week to where there just doesn't seem to be any break.
Yeah, which I would obviously love for the girls' sake,
for this
them to get
particular
better.
team, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you guys going into your senior year now? Mahalia, tell me one thing you think the team, maybe for you guys to win a championship, say, what still needs to get better? Where are you looking to improve?
I think our defense could get better, but I think everything else is pretty locked in key. But our defense could get a little bit better.
That's sort of the not so fun part of the game, I guess. What about you, Breana? Is it same way where you maybe just shore up the defense a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we got all our basketball girls back, so they're trying to transition back as well. So.
And Independence, of course, that great girls basketball team with a lot of good athletes too. So, the school is a little bit on the rise. I think when it opened, and I'm thinking back to my first years in Bakersfield, where it was sort of people thought Independence would be the next powerhouse, and it's been a little slow to. And I'm talking about all sports, and it's taken a little more time than expected to blossom into that because there hasn't been as much housing development and things out in that part of the city. But does it feel like the school is getting there to a certain extent? I mean, when you look at across all sports, we talk about girls basketball. The boys basketball team had that wonderful season 2 years ago. The baseball team's getting better. Do you guys have that pride in your school that, hey, Independence is putting itself on the map?
I think so. I think, as the years progress, we get better and better at different sports, and once it all clicks, I think we'll be good.
Breana, what is school pride like there at such a young school?
I mean, I wouldn't say we have a lot of school pride, but I think that this year we're going to have a lot of people supporting us, all sports, but not just football, how we usually do.
Sure.
But I'm hoping that our crowds will be full this year.
I want to give you guys a chance to shout. We know Mahalia Swink and Breana Runnels, great players, star players. Give a shout out to a teammate who you think is going to open some eyes this year, who maybe we haven't mentioned yet, who is really impressing you in practice that people may not know about Mahalia.
I think Reina is doing really well.
Okay.
And Lauren has gotten phenomenally better. I think she's doing amazing. She's gotten to that camp, just made her really well.
How about you, Breana? Did she
I
steal your?
I think Ebony, she's going to come out strong this year. She's really excited.
And then she's going to come out and average a double-double on the basketball team.
Yeah.
Ebony Sanders is one of those phenomenal athletes we talked about. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys joining us, and I think it goes to show how excited you are to talk about teammates and the kind of team you could have this year and the kind of chemistry you could have. And I know it could be a big year. So September 4th, the season begins for Independence. Again, some teams playing tonight. Where are you going to be tonight, Trevor?
Centennial with
BCHS.
The group that's in the green room right now, BCHS. So that'll be a fun one tonight.
So that opens the official volleyball season. Trevor will have a little season preview in tomorrow's Californian. And to that end, we are going to let you guys go, and we'll bring in Bakersfield Christian, Coach Misty Goodban, and a couple of her top players right after this on BVarsity Live.
Thank you.